Hey guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in trading. Today we're going to look at the Bitcoin chart and its recent move upwards, see what key levels we want to be looking at for resistance and support here. We'll also go over some quick Bitcoin news for the day. A couple big news stories broke today, which I think definitely helped with this pump up. And we'll also be charting out Ethereum, see if it can break a key resistance level. And then we will do some technical analysis for a lot of altcoins today. So if you have any coins you want to take a look at, let me know in the chat. And yeah, we'll jump right into the Bitcoin chart. So you can see this was our ascending triangle pattern, which was it looks a lot better on the weekly chart, but this is practically what we're working with here. We were able to break up out of that, and if we go in a little closer here, you can see we had we did have resistance right at the top of it. We had a lot of resistance right around the 58,300 mark, which is why we had this line drawn here. And when we were able to finally break out, we had a nice little move up to 59.3, and then we came back down and now have made it support for the time being. So we want to continue to stay above here, even if we come down again and test it for support again. But eventually that should kind of be used as a springboard to get up to our next level, which if we look back in a couple weeks ago, that this is the only price data we have at these levels, where we're at now. So I'm going to put some price levels here. One of them is right around, right where we got stopped out today, which also lines up with some key resistance and support levels. Right here, we came down and made support there. Same right here. And then when we, broke through it at first, had a nice pump. When we fell through it, we really took a dive. So then back in just a couple weeks ago, we used it as resistance again here, and here as well. So that's definitely the key support or key resistance we're looking at right now. And then obviously our all-time high will be also a key resistance, but the last one here I would put is right around really like the $60,000 mark is going to be. It's a big psychological number, and we have had key resistance there as well. So, if I bring it down here right around the 60, now I'll leave it up here. That's really where we've hit some key resistance. So we're looking at 59,400, 60,500, and then 61,750 is our all-time high. So that's what I'm looking for here on the short term. I mean, we have a nice bear flag. This is on the 15 minutes. So if we go to the hourly, we had, we've basically been having these pumps, bear flags, pump, bear flag, pump, bear flag, pump, and now we're forming another bear flag. So let's see this might consolidate a little bit more, and we might even come back down and hit this as support, but that could lead to the big move up. So, but Bitcoin looking really healthy, and even on the short term, we can draw this seems to be kind of the upward trajectory that we're on. So, I'm expecting the next move, will probably get us up to that next level here, like the 60,000, between 60,000 and 60,500 would be my guess there. So yeah, and there are some news stories I wanted to get to. So let me do that right now. We have PayPal now allowing cryptocurrency to be used pretty much anywhere that accepts PayPal. So PayPal is integrated into so many websites, so many, you can use it to pay on many retail websites, and it's just widely accepted. And now there you go, 29 million merchants will now, you'll be able to pay with your Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or Bitcoin Cash. So you'll be able to use your crypto holdings on PayPal to pay for anything that has PayPal as a payment. They accept payment through PayPal. So this is huge, because it's going to just give, there's always been that argument, oh, but what can you really use Bitcoin for? You can't buy anything with Bitcoin. Well, you can now buy things with Bitcoin. You can't just buy Tesla cars, but you can also buy pretty much anything now that uses PayPal as a payment method. So, and this is just more news. Basically, PayPal is now, they are looking at the future, and they are saying we believe Bitcoin's going to go much higher. They would not be doing this if they didn't think crypto was the future. So they see it as there's plenty of money to be made on their end. So yeah, it's good, and I think it definitely, if you look at the timing that this news hit, it lines right up with the pump we had up to 59,000 today. So yeah, looking really good. It's just being more widely adopted. More people, the more general public are going to start seeing crypto everywhere and thinking, oh, should I get a little bit of that? Should I be, involved in that a little bit if that's where things are headed? So, yeah, I think it's gonna help a lot with everything, and it makes people feel like it's more liquid as well. Oh, I can buy some Bitcoin, and then if I want to use it, some people aren't, when they're new to this, they don't think they're like, oh, if I buy Bitcoin, will I be able to get it out when I need it to? Well, now not only can you get it out if you want and switch it to cash, but you can just use it to pay for stuff if you don't want to hold on to it. So I think it's just adding to the comfort of owning crypto. The other big story is Backed and CME launched new products. Basically, the CME futures, that's the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They are now going to be offering what's called micro Bitcoin future contracts. Um, it's supposed to be rolled out on May 5th, and they'll be worth 1/10 of a Bitcoin. So um, zero point 0.1 Bitcoin future contracts instead of having to do like a whole Bitcoin. So again, just kind of making it, not so risky for newer investors, and uh, you know, if people don't want to risk so much, now they have some futures options there to trade with, as well as and it also talks about how Morgan Stanley has also announced the launch of 3 new funds. This was last week, but because of its massive demand from its customers, they basically demanded that Morgan Stanley start offering some crypto and Bitcoin products. And also, Backed Holdings has launched a new Bitcoin wallet. And basically, again, this kind of works with like the PayPal news. It's an app you're going to be able to download, on the App Store, Google Play Store, and the quote that the point is, the average consumer holds a wealth of digital assets, from gift cards to loyalty points to Bitcoin, but lacks the tools to adequately track and utilize their value. We're thrilled to bring the Backed app to public as a step in our long journey to expand digital assets access to all. So basically, you're going to be able to use like where is it? Let's see. Yeah, like the product will allow funds to be converted into fiat and will give users rewards and gift cards and loyalty points and others. So like a lot of people familiar with, frequent flyer miles and things like that, this is just going to be a big app that people are familiar with now, that incorporates Bitcoin, and getting points and things like that people are used to with normal like credit cards and store points, but now this will include Bitcoin. So again, just another tool that's making it more user friendly for people to get involved in crypto and Bitcoin, and feel more comfortable to use it. So yeah, it looks like Bitcoin, might be starting to move back up here. We'll keep an eye on it throughout the stream here. And if we go, back to the daily, and we just look at, what we're working with here, this looks great, guys. And we're back in our main channel that we had. So, I could redraw this, but I'm not going to right now. I think, it's still using this line now that we've gotten back into it, it's going to be using it as resistance again. So let's see. I'm hoping we can get up to the top of this channel again. You know, that's going to put us close to between 70 and 75,000 if we can get up here again in the next few weeks. So that would be that is very possible. You know, it may take even longer, but the longer it takes, as long as we end up getting to the top, the higher Bitcoin's going to be. So if we pull a move like we did back here, it's going to be good. And let me just pull up the EMAs here really quick. So we'll put that as, so this is going to be the this is going to be the 50, 21, and 9 EMAs. So the moving averages here. And if you see, you know, we hit the 50 and now we are back above the 21, and we used it as support twice now on the daily. The past two, not today, but the previous 2 days, once we got above it, came back down, and you could see we hit it perfectly, the 21. So if you guys are trading, you know, besides the main channels that we're in and the main resistance points here, the best trading has been the 21 and the 50-day moving averages, exponential moving averages. So every time we've hit that 50, which has been now 3 times, but every time we get a huge gain. So we have from here in January and then here in February, really nice gains just by hitting the 50 really once on the daily. And now we've hit it again here. So we're hoping history repeats itself and we can continue getting up to the top of this channel here. And we're definitely probably going to hit some resistance on this new trend line form because we didn't hit the top last time. So yeah, so there's a lot of points to be looking at here. We can even erase the triangle now, clean it up a little bit. Yeah, so let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, we're going to keep an eye on this stream because it's very close to, this is our daily. We have this symmetrical triangle that we've been watching, and Ethereum is very close to the top of this again. Now, there's a good reason to believe we might have one more leg down for consolidation as this tightens up, but you never know. If we can break this trend line, I see Ethereum getting a nice little pump there, most likely getting back to like 2,000 or all-time highs eventually. But then to finish this move, you know, we're headed up to about 2,500. So yeah, Ethereum looking good. And we'll zoom in a little bit here. Let's go in on the 15-minute chart. And yeah, we are, so the resistance line is about 1868, and we are at 1852 right now. So, uh, and right now, Ethereum's, getting above it's making a higher high as we speak. So that's really a really good sign. Um, just keep making higher highs and higher lows here. So we'll see what happens here, but looking good so far. We'll keep an eye on it this stream. Um, and this pump was off the Visa news yesterday. So it definitely held on strong. So sometimes when you get news like that, it pumps and then it, fades and comes back down closer to where it was. But this held. And then we'll look at our Bitcoin dominance chart. So if you're waiting for that alt season, things are tightening up here, and we've been looking at this a lot. If we go to the 4 hour, this is since the beginning of the year. Bitcoin dominance has been on a major decline, and now it's just been uh, consolidating here for a while and tightening up. But even with this, this Bitcoin movement, the past few days, Bitcoin is still just kind of staying right here. So I'm expecting a bigger move relatively soon. And, you know, excuse me. If the trend continues, we're hoping. I'm mostly allocated in altcoins. None of this is financial advice, but I think we're gonna see another leg down on the dominance chart, just because when we look back in history, if I go to the daily here, this is what we've seen in the past is the 2017 bull market was, yes, it had uh, some retracements back up for Bitcoin at times, but the whole year it was in a general downtrend. So and the move we've made so far this year is really nothing compared to what we've seen in the past. So I would be expecting a big kind of sharper move, possibly like the second phase of this the alt season. So we kind of had a very slight mini alt run since January, but we haven't seen an alt season where we see these drastic moves down yet this year. So where most altcoins are pumping way beyond what we thought they would. So we got to wait and see, but it's tightening up here, and we basically have set some bottoms here. If I put another line here, this seems to be, for the past few weeks, been holding 60.55, and then I believe our all-time low is is the 60.35. So those two levels are resistance right now. And we got to see, I think if it does break 60.55, we're probably headed right down to 60.35. And if it breaks that, we don't have much resistance past there. So we'll wait and see what happens there. Yeah, so that's the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin dominance charting and news for today. We will look at some altcoins, so let me know if you have any in mind that you want to take a look at. I'm going to take a look at this is Pancake Swap. We've been watching it here and it's still looking really strong. It's right at some, it's more recent high, and if it can get up here, it's basically entering price discovery mode, even though it hit $30 on the first day. These are really more of the all-time highs here, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised to see a big move here, actually. This is go to the 4 hour. This is FIO, which is also looks like it's setting up for a move to. We had the all-time high, nice retracement with consolidation, and then a huge pump up, and now we're seeing the retracement and some nice consolidation here, and it's getting closer to breaking the all-time high here, so we'll keep an eye on that. This is AMP. Same thing. A lot of these coins are in similar patterns here, where they had the pumps back in February and then had their retracements, made some nice bottoms, and are now trying to gain momentum again. One of my big plays, Aave, which we've been keeping an eye on, just broke. So this was like this morning. It broke out of this symmetrical triangle that we've been, or this descending triangle that we've been looking at. So what we're, this is on the 4 hour. If we go to the hour, let's see. So we got up here. I wouldn't be surprised if, it came down and made support on where it broke out again. But then again, it might just keep going up a little bit. So, but yeah, I am expecting, this is the same thing. Got up here in February, had a nice 50% retracement just about, and then started making higher highs, higher lows, but didn't really hold because Bitcoin had some moves down. It kind of brought it down with it, but it held this key support here, and now you have a nice double bottom here. So hey Aave, how you doing, man? We got a nice double bottom here, and that's basically telling traders this is the price. We're not going to let the price get down lower than this. If it reaches there, there's a lot of traders that are like, if they probably have alerts set. If the price gets down there again, I'm buying a lot of it because they like to buy at the very lowest points. So yeah, we'll see if this uptrend now can continue. Eventually you might see getting back to the top here, but that's a very nice sign, breaking up out of this long-term resistance here. Here is RLC, iExec RLC. We've been looking at this as well, and this is it's a little wonky, but it looks like a nice cup and handle formation. You could definitely make this argument. CHR, you want to look at CHR? Or, yeah. All right. Yeah, so, yeah, we'll take a look at that, Aave. Let's see. And, yeah, it did have this pump. RLC had this pump to all-time highs, but got rejected pretty hard from there. But now is fighting back, and we'll see if it can hold above here, put like a daily candle above here, the previous highs. That's gonna look, that might be what it needs to keep going here. It looks like it ran out of momentum up here, so now it's had some time to fuel up, and we'll see if it can make another go at it. All right, let's look at CHR. Let's see. All right. Yeah, Aave, I think this. Let me turn the music back on here. Turn it down a little bit. Yeah, I think at first glance, Aave, this chart looks nice. So it looks like we have a clear bottom and a clear top here, so you can do the Fibonacci retracement to kind of see what your levels are looking at. And before I even do it, I would bet one of these two levels here that you got stopped at are going to hit one of the Fibonacci levels pretty clearly. So we do the very top and the very bottom. So if we zoom in here, okay, so it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. But you made a 50% with hot today. Very nice. Yeah, I saw a chart on hot this morning on Twitter, and yeah, I know it made it it went crazy. So congratulations on that. Hopefully you're you're back in profit, because I know you had a bad trade on one of the coins. I don't remember which one. But yeah, this looks good. You got, rejected off the 0.382. You came down, but now you're back at it again. You did get above it for a second, kind of had a fake out, and now, you can see you're fighting right on it here. So, yeah, you're gonna, what you want to see is just kind of moving up these ladders here. You want to get up above them and then come down and make support, and then that's going to help you get up above the next one. So yeah, this looks good. Let's see how far the retracement was. Yeah, 65% retracement. That's really good. AMB, yeah, we'll check AMB. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you did not do too well on, but hopefully you got in CHR, around the, anywhere around the recent couple days would have been a good area, I would say, because it looks like the trend is changing, and that's what you want to look for. The retracement, a clear bottom, and then now you've moved up and you have this consolidation here, and it looks like you're making that your new bottom. So basically a full U-turn here. That's what you want to see. And yeah, you want to wait until you see this clear turnaround in the trend, a clear trend change before you get your position in. So you could have bought down at the very bottom, but you didn't know if that was the bottom. It could have easily had gone down, another bit more, but yeah, it looks good. You're looking at, these levels here, 51 cents or around 52 cents, 57 cents, 66 cents, and back to all-time highs at 76 cents. But yeah, and you could even argue, it's not perfect, but you could argue this is a reverse head and shoulders, where you have the one shoulder, the head, and the other shoulder. So if that's the case, your move up, it's not a, let's see here, it's not a huge, but it would be basically it's from the neckline to the top of the head here. So if you take that distance, and then you would put it where the shoulder starts, so that could get you up to around 54 cents if this pattern completes here. And they're kind of like shallow shoulders here, but it still definitely looks like that to me. So yeah, this looks good. You've got a lot of bullish notions here, and let's see on the RSI. Nothing really standing out on the RSI there. let's look at some of the NFT projects. I wanted to look at Mana, which has been getting a lot of news recently. And looks like it might be forming a little cup and handle here as well. Will ADA keep up its hype? Let's take a look at ADA. Yeah, so ADA's got some, you know, it's holding stronger. You know, a lot of people thought had a big double top here, and people thought, you know, it's not going to hold up all the gains it made, so they were expecting a bigger correction, but I'm not so sure that's gonna happen. Can we see $3 USD by end of April? If Bitcoin gets up to 80,000 by end of April, if that happens, I would say it's very possible that ADA could get to $3. Not financial advice, but that would make it a lot. That would increase the probability quite a bit if Bitcoin ran up. You know, if Bitcoin ran up 20-30%, there's a possibility ADA could, you know, move up 100%, especially if we get an alt season in April. So, but yeah, you know, right now there's a good chance ADA can at least get back up to all-time highs, and ADA's kind of in a funny place because the Ethereum, you know, solutions seem to have been delayed for their gas fees and transaction traffic, so it kind of keeps like ADA and Polkadot still in the spotlight. So any like big news can, you know, keep them going up. So it's just ADA ran out of steam because it went up, I think, the best out of the you know, top, you know, out of, even compared to Polkadot, I think ADA has had better gains, and it just ran out of steam here, but it's consolidating nicely, and you know, if it can get up here, you know, I would not be surprised if it stays in this ascending triangle and eventually breaks all-time highs again in the next, you know, few weeks. But it's definitely a patience game here, so you got to, you know, I'm not really convinced, unless Bitcoin moves drastically, that ADA will have some gigantic move in the short term. Here is the graph, which is also one of my big plays here. And you can see got up out of this. This is very similar chart to Aave, what we were looking at. Got up out of this descending triangle and then came and made support right on it, and now is hopefully moving up again. So looks like it found a clear bottom, and again, just a lot of these charts are looking very similar, where they had the retracements and hopefully making a U-turn here and getting back up. Yeah, it's you know, this is the same as CHR. It's it looks very similar, and you know, you're just trying to see what the probability is that the trend has changed here, because obviously you want to buy it as low as you can, but you want to make sure you're not headed to new lows. So you know, there's always risk, and the risk is that this is the clear bottom. So you have, if you were to buy around here, you have, you know, slight downside if it does come back down, but you have a lot more upside if the trend stays that way. And there's the fundamentals are, or not the TA is saying, you know, in it looks like the trend is changing. So, and it broke up out of this pattern, so you have some bullish things going. You know, it's not that far up from the bottom, so not financial advice, but this is what a lot of traders are going to be looking for, especially after making support. If we go like the 4-hour, might be better. You know, making, you know, you had this candle down and then an engulfing candle right after you hit that level, so that's a really good sign. And this has all happened in the past, you know, 24 hours, so I wouldn't be surprised if it starts moving a little in the next few days. Right, it seems like the trend is now an uptrend. It's in the shorter term, so we don't have that many days to look at, but on the 4-hour there's an uptrend. And this is synthetics, which is another very similar chart here. It just hasn't broken out yet, but it almost looks the same, where it looks like this is going to be the bottom here, and you know, but you haven't broken the downtrend yet. You're still making lower highs and lower lows, so you want to wait until this is broken and you can make a higher high there. So take a look at Link. Link still consolidating here, but we're getting closer to, I mean, you still could have another week or two, so but yeah, we'll see what happens. I would be surprised if when this does break, if it doesn't move up, but this is Ocean. Looks like it's gonna very similar to like the RLC chart. I think we'll see if it can get up and I mean, I have no like specific suggestions because I'm not a financial advisor, but yeah, I think the DeFi space is now due to look, this is the DeFi chart here. Basically all of the DeFi coins in one chart here. So their thing, it looks like it's ready to break out here. So that's kind of where my focus is on. The NFT charts, like, they still might have some room to grow. I'm sure the hype is still kind of there, so it might go up. It's just DeFi already had a nice pump in February, and now it's kind of settled down. So I'm expecting another leg up in the DeFi space. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, we could check out Bitcoin. Wrecked. So like Aave and Link and Synthetics, like those are the coins I'm focused on right now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. This is on the 4-hour, and you could see, guys, we're just forming bear flags and then having another leg up. That's been most of this pump here. So if we zoom in, we just had another little $500 drop here, but it's holding, and most likely we're going to see something similar. We have the pump, a slight decline over time, and then another pump, slight decline, and then another pump. And yeah, I think that drop was probably because it broke. Oh no, yeah, see, we're still on this. It's close to breaking it, but this wedge here on the 15-minute chart, it's kind of holding. It may have a little bigger drop, probably down to like 58.3. It might be coming back down there to and most likely will have a bounce there if it does not hold this trend line. But we'll see. It's tightening wedge here is definitely forming, and it might hold here and come back up to test, make a higher high at around 60,000. That's what I thought would probably happen, but we'll see. If not, it's probably coming down to 58.3 to make support on the previous high here. But yeah, it's bullish. Hey, Mr. Shema. Yeah, let me know, guys, if you have any coins you want to chart out, and if you like the content, feel free to subscribe or follow on Twitch, and give the video a like. Let's check out Ethereum. Ethereum's getting very close to this. If I zoom out here, this symmetrical triangle. So we'll see if it gets rejected off there, or if thanks, man. If it can get above here, you'll probably see a nice little move. I don't know how much, but it would be a pretty long-term, over a month trend line here it'd be breaking. You make videos and ask YouTubers to support you. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to support you financially if that's what you're talking about. This is, I'm going to invert the scale here. This is ID, which is one of the smaller cap plays that I'm pretty bullish on. And this is on Uniswap, so this is the ID Ethereum pairing. And it looks, you know, this is all the way back in early February started, and what I'm looking for here is a cup and handle pattern, because we've come up, we've hit all-time highs, and now I'm looking for something like this that gets us up and out. So still a little time left to see if that happens. And hopefully it's not a big rejection back down to the bottom, but I like how it's getting a nice bump off of the if we look at the hourly, it keeps trying to break the all-time highs, so thanks, man. That's why I'm doing it. I don't know if we'll see if it works out. Any movements in Doge? I haven't heard about Doge in a while. The hype all went away after a couple weeks. Let's check it out. I think I have it on here. Doge. Let's go to the 4-hour. Oh, it's on invert. Hold on. Alright, so here's Doge. We can erase some of these from when we charted it out back in February. Yeah, I mean, Doge is it's kind of a, you know, not financial advice, but I've even considered using it or buying some at what I believe are the lows and just waiting for those viral days, because they have happened before, like the Elon thing. They've happened in the past. Like, it's hard to see, but yeah, this was back in July, had this crazy pump. It's just it goes viral on random days, and you know, I don't know if the whole Elon day wore out its welcome, but anyway, it seems to have found its bottom here, and now technically, since it hit 4 cents, it's been making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and now it's dropped down again. But that's on the 4-hour. If you look at the daily, so you would say this is a higher high, and now it's made a higher low compared to here. So you could argue the daily trend is slowly changing, and basically you're looking for that U-turn here where it heads back up to the top. So I mean, it's made strong support around this area, so you know, not financial advice, but it may have found a nice bottom area, so it may be a nice spot to accumulate and wait for the next pump here. Let's see here. Elon birthed you? Oh boy. Yeah, it looks like there's a floor here. So, hey, Bitana. Yeah, Bitana. I think I think that's not a bad, you know, allocation at all. you know, obviously Bitcoin, ETH, and Ethereum. You've got 70% into those three, which are way safer bets than the other ones, and then having, you know, Pundix and H-bar are, they're not small cap plays at this point. I think they might both be in the top 100 even. So, you know, you stand to make more off of them if we hit like an alt season. And it's good, like, not financial advice, but I like to have, you know, some more risky plays that give higher rewards, especially at this point. So yeah, I think that sounds good. We could look at H bar and Pundix. Let's see here. That's on the daily. So, you know, this looks nice. You know, if you're holding longer term, then yeah, and you like the projects, you know, that's good. The only warning sign I see in the short term here uh, is that, you know, you came up and you were not able to even get to all-time highs again here in the past couple weeks. So, but you know, it's only been a day since then, and you're still, you know, holding. So it might just take a little longer to get up there. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, so I mean, you're still making higher highs, higher lows, so you're hoping you can get up here and test that. Uh, Let me put that's, you know, where you eventually want to get up to. Um, and yeah, nothing, you know, this looks good. Uh, and you might just need a little more time to get up there and test that. So yeah, H bar looks good. It has had in some incredible gains. So uh, you know, it just may have run out of steam um, for the time being. That would be my only concern. But you know, you had a really nice move 2 days ago, so it's still looking strong in the short term. So most likely, if it was going to retrace back down further, it wouldn't have had this strong of a move up. So it looks good. And yeah, I know we looked at this one the other day. Yeah, so with PunDX here, if we go to like the 4 hour, you are not really. Yeah, so You're still trying to, you're still fighting the top here, but the uptrend is still intact. So, um, yeah, I would expect it to come up and try again. Um, and hopefully you're not forming a head and shoulders pattern here where you got shoulder, head, shoulder here. So there's still some time before this would form, and really this did not really, this candle didn't really come down that far, so it's not a perfect pattern there. So, but hopefully that's not what you're forming, because that would bring a pretty severe retracement if that pattern stood out. But long term, yeah, I think you know, it's a good allocation, good portfolio. This is to hold forever, yeah, then yeah, in my opinion, you'll be very wealthy one day. Yeah, that's a good idea too. It's nice to have USD too, so you can buy the dips, the major dips, you know. Let's take a look at 1 inch. Just been in this range consolidating for a while. Nothing really. BNB. Oh, see, so here's our BNB chart. Just broke out of this symmetrical triangle, and so our target, you know, if this was to complete, is all the way up at like 420. So you can see it hit some resistance right at the 0.786 fib level, and but I would expect you know, Binance going to eventually keep moving up quite a bit because of how much exposure people get to Binance for trading. Could look at the top coins for the day. Holo, oh hot, yeah. That thing has been on a roll. look at the NFT space. Rarible killing it again. The Pokemon IDO is tomorrow. So if you're interested in the NFT space, I'm expecting this is going to be really big. I mean, I think everyone is, so I'm sure the price action is going to be pretty crazy on it tomorrow. So it might be best to wait until it finds a top and bottom. But yeah, they gave out like 50 or 80 people these dragon eggs, and they're already going for like $15,000 a piece. So I'm just trying to figure out when the listing is. Here's Bitcoin again. It did get a bounce off the trend line here. So we will see if it can get up back to 59,400 and try to make a higher high there. Let me know if there's any coins you guys want to chart out. Alright guys, we are going to leave it there today. Bitcoin still looking good, still looking strong today. Testing this trend line here again. So we'll see if it can get a bounce and head up to the next higher high. And then we have Ethereum also getting really close to its long-term trend line. So see if it can either gets rejected or breaks up above there. We'll have to see. But thank you for checking us out today. I will be on tomorrow at 3:30, and hopefully we'll have some more good news for the day. And we'll see if Bitcoin is up above 60,000 by then. But thank you and God bless.